app is on iOS and Android.
Right now at 5, Miami first responders educate the community on what to do during an emergency.
It's a bit on the chilly side out there this morning, but warmer weather on the way. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the George Washington Carver National Monument hosts a struggle for education event.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner, so hopefully everyone had a good weekend. You have a good weekend?
I did. How about yourself, Chris?
Not too bad. I made a mistake and I mouthed off to the wife yesterday.
Oh.
She's a little mad at me. I didn't mean to. Oh. But it happens, and you learn a lesson. Us husbands, we make mistakes. We're not perfect, and sometimes we say things that we shouldn't say. Well, I am lucky to be alive at this point, but I send my humblest apologies to her. She's not me. I want everyone to, she's not evil. It was me. I said the wrong thing. I feel terrible.
Starting off your Monday great.
I'm telling you, it's the, and then like she made dinner yesterday. She packed it up for me. I got it out of the fridge. I had a can of Coke ready to go for today and walked out the door without it. Oh. That's what I get though.
That's what you get.
That's what I get. But you know what you folks at home get? An absolutely beautiful Monday. It's going to be pretty fantastic out there. We're going to start first with a look outside, and it's, of course, from our camera on top of the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. Looking pretty good so far. Clear skies, but it is a bit on the cold side out there. MoDOT camera, 30-second range line, also looking fairly good this morning. We do have some frost advisories in our eastern counties, and these run until 8 o'clock this morning, and, well, that's because it's downright cold out there. 39 in Joplin, 37 in Pittsburgh out there. So again, a wee bit on the chilly side, but see the wind arrows out of the south? These winds are going to increase today, and they're going to start to usher in some warmer weather for us, just not right this minute. So we're in the mid to upper 30s for most of us across the area. Kids getting on that bus this morning definitely want to pack the jacket. 36, sunny skies, south breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. And then by this afternoon, maybe a stray cloud or two. Otherwise, right about the mid-60s. South wind, though, now 15 to 20 with gusts to 30 out there. So we're going to have to deal with some gusty winds the next few days, but that's going to bring in those warmer temperatures. Winds will start picking up later this afternoon. We'll have, again, a cloud here or there, and temperatures much closer to average as we're looking to go upper 60s to right about 70 out there. However, this is the calmest day we have all week. We do have a rather unsettled pattern setting up for us. We'll take a look at all the details on that and the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Firefighters in Independence, Kansas battled a house fire Saturday evening. Crews responded to the fire at 11th and Hickory around 7 p.m. They found the back of the home and a detached garage engulfed in flames. Firefighters brought the blaze under control in an hour and left the scene around 9 p.m. No residents were hurt, but one firefighter was injured while battling the blaze. Also, the home was heavily damaged. 2 teens were injured in a rollover crash that sent the car flying more than 500 feet. It happened shortly before 10 Saturday morning on Jaguar Road south of Joplin. Authorities say a southbound vehicle left the road and overturned several times over a span of 536 feet. The 2 teens inside both suffered non-life-threatening injuries. If you're ever on the go and want to still be able to watch our newscast live, just download the KOAM Plus app. It's available free of charge on the App Store of your choice. Just search for KOAM Plus. The George Washington Carver National Monument is helping teach people about its namesake's struggle to get an education. The site hosted a program last weekend detailing the challenges Carver faced in his pursuit to learn following the Civil War. Attendees could hear about the influential teachers in Carver's life, as well as the various schools he attended and taught at. The program presenter says it's important to understand to know this part of his life story.
It's a part of his story that's very important, and that sometimes I think we take for granted how easy it is today to get an education, but it's a part of a story, it's part of his story, a huge part of his story that shaped him and also led him on his journey.
The next program scheduled at the George Washington Carver National Monument is called Art in the Park, and it will be held this Saturday. It's going to showcase the artwork of Carver, and artists will paint live throughout the day. The Pittsburgh Public Library is Sunday hosted a celebration of teachers and poetry. The program featured local poets, including an area English teacher and students that have graduated from Pittsburgh High School and Pitt State. Sunday's program was free and open to the public.
Really important because it's a legacy reading. I'm really honored to be a part of it. Just celebrating what it means to be a poet and a teacher, because those often are two separate roles and or viewed as two separate things, and we're able to combine them into one.
The program began at 2 Sunday afternoon and wrapped up around 3. When a disaster strikes, it's important to be prepared, and last weekend community members in Miami attended an emergency response training to learn how they can keep themselves and the community safe. KOAM Samantha Walker has more.
Emergencies happen when you least expect it, but Rick Aldridge is working to make sure his community is as prepared as possible. Rick is the founder and a trainer for the Oklahoma Emergency Response Team. The group is made up of people ready to take action in case of an emergency.
Here, especially in northeast Oklahoma, we get a variety of different issues here, especially flooding. And there's just not enough first responders to be able to handle things. That first 24 hours, of course, are very busy.
Aldridge leads trainings for the public to learn how to best respond during an emergency. Attendees don't have to be part of an organized response team. They might just want to keep their families safe. Participants are not first responders, but they are trained to help.
Any emergency situation, especially in rural areas like we have here, where you don't have the large amount of first responders that they do in some of your larger cities, your citizens have got to be involved, and plus it's a chance to give back to your community.
Trainings help teach basic firefighting, first aid, and emergency communication protocols. Aldridge says that no matter your age, ability, or skill level, there's a role you can play in case of an emergency.
You may not necessarily be, as I call it, a knuckle dragger, being out there having to do the heavy work, but there's administrative work. There's so much stuff that goes into a disaster response that people just don't think of.
Reporting in Miami, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
The next public community emergency response training in Miami is planned for June. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. The Royals wrap up their final meeting of this season with the Baltimore Orioles. We'll have the details. Plus, Pope Francis is renewing his call for peace in the Middle East and Ukraine. And we have a nice and sunny day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Your old car and drive off in customers.
We've got you covered forever at Roper Honda.
Well, in a blink of an eye, the Missouri Southern Lions wrap up their final home game of the regular season. Now Southern is still in line to host postseason baseball at Warren Turner Field, but winning more games certainly can't hurt. Nice cool Sunday afternoon as Missouri Southern aims for their 4th series sweep of the conference season. Starting off in the 2nd inning, begin here with Wyatt Morgan breaking a line drive into right field. Lions get on the board first, and it's 1-0 MSSU. So we go to the 4th inning. Game is tied 2-2. Tragan Parker gives the Lions the lead with that gap shot. That allows Nate Myskowski to score, and Parker hustles in the second base with an RBI double. Southern takes a 3-2 lead. Later in the inning, Ethan Clark hits this off the end of the bat, and that falls into left field for a base hit. Missouri Southern now leads 5-2. But the Lions offense not done yet. In the 6th inning, it's Ethan Clark once again with timely hitting as he goes to the opposite field. Shayton Beck scores, and Missouri Southern takes care of business as the Lions win this game 9-3. Southern wraps up the regular season next weekend at Central Missouri.
Good starting pitching. We're able to get some runs with some hits with runners in scoring position. That's obviously a huge key in winning baseball games. So just all around good effort. We're in a good spot as far as postseason goes, and so our guys are doing well.
Really going to see where we're at. You know, we're going to be playing good teams the rest of this year, playoff baseball. We're excited for it. We're ready for it.
Out in Wichita Sunday afternoon, Pittsburgh State completes the sweep of the Newman Jets. Pitt State wins this game easily 9-0. Grills will wrap up their final homestand of the regular season against Fort Hays State beginning on Friday. Well, the Baltimore Orioles snapped the Kansas City Royals home game winning streak on Saturday night. On Sunday afternoon, the Royals wrap up their final meeting of the season with Baltimore. Out to Kauffman Stadium, we're going to pick things up in the third inning. No score. Colton Cowser takes this ball to the hydration station. Long home run into the right field fountains. It's 1-0 Baltimore. Next batter, Jordan Westberg. He's going to hammer this one into the Sonic Slam seats. It's another long solo home run as the Orioles go back-to-back and make it 2-0. So we head to the fifth inning. Adley Rutschman hits a sinking line drive into right field, but Hunter Renfroe is there to make the sliding grab. That gets the Royals out of the inning and saves a run. Same score heading into sixth. Ryan Mountcastle keeps this fair down the corner. That scores another. All Orioles. Baltimore shuts out Kansas City 5-0. Over to St. Louis, the Cardinals look to avoid the sweep. First inning, Lars Nootbaar hits this ball deep to center field, but not deep enough as Blake Perkins goes up to rob a 3-run homer. Perkins times it perfectly, and it seems like at times the Cardinals cannot buy big hits when they need it. Meanwhile, on the mound for the Redbirds is Sonny Gray, and he has been a bright spot as Terang goes down swinging. Next batter, Owen Miller. He's going to get caught looking for strike 3. A few batters later, it's Gray who finishes the inning with another strikeout. Sonny Gray goes a little over 6 innings and strikes out 12. On to the 7th inning, Owen Miller connects on a line drive, and that'll bring in 2 runs for the Brew Crew. And that's all the Brewers would need in this one. Milwaukee goes on to beat St. Louis 2-0. In NASCAR, it's the Geico 500 from Talladega Superspeedway. In the final lap, they're coming down the stretch as Brad Keselowski tries to get in front of Michael McDowell. McDowell spins out, and Tyler Reddick makes a move in the final seconds, and he wins at Talladega. Huge wreck in the back of the pack there, and Michael Jordan's team wins it. And what a way to finish. Well, still to come, we're going to learn why the WNBA signed a partnership with the first ever over-the-counter birth control pill. And got another check of that forecast. Beautiful Monday and a bit of a rainy week after that. The latest when the KOAM Morning News returns.
An innocent victim injured by someone
at Furniture and More, 32nd and Range Line.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is almost 5:18 now on this Monday morning, and we are starting out a bit on the cold side out there, but worry not. Warmer weather's on the way. The trade-off is we got to deal with some gusty winds and some increasing thunderstorm chances. We're going to get to all that in just a moment. Let's start first with this. 39 in Joplin. Feels like 35 with that south-southeast breeze at about 6 miles an hour. And if you look at all these wind arrows, they're all coming in out of the south, which does mean, of course, warmer weather is on the way. It's just not here right this minute, and it certainly does not feel like warmer weather. It does not feel like April going into May. It feels like, I don't know, early March out there. It's pretty cold. Mid to upper 30s for most of us across the area, and some low 30s out there as well. As we get the morning underway, we will have a stray cloud here or there throughout the day. We're otherwise sunny and into the upper 50s by 11 o'clock this morning. As we head into the afternoon, that's when the winds will start to pick up out there. And again, just a stray cloud here or there, otherwise not a bad day. And our highs almost right where they should be at about 70 degrees out there. Some of us a little cooler, some of us a little warmer, but on the average, right about where we should be. And then we head into tonight, not looking too bad. Clouds will start to increase as we head through the evening and overnight hours, and that's ahead of some shower chances as we head into our Tuesday. We'll still be a bit breezy overnight as well, and we're much milder. So we're going to start tomorrow in the upper 40s and low 50s across the area. So just a wee bit better than where we have been the last few days. Now, let's talk about that slightly unsettled weather pattern we have over the next few days. So late night tonight, Off to our northwest, we've got showers and thunderstorms north of the 70 corridor in north central Kansas. That will affect some of our northern counties potentially tomorrow morning, but we have better chances of at least some isolated to widely scattered showers and storms as we head into the afternoon on Tuesday. Outside of that, we'll spend the majority of our Tuesday mostly cloudy and breezy. South winds will be gusting upwards of 30 again by tomorrow. Then as we go into Wednesday, we're actually looking pretty good out there. We're going to be mostly cloudy, a little bit warmer, and the future track showing the possibility of a stray shower or two by late evening on Wednesday out there. And really, we're going to see slightly better chances for showers and storms as we go overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning. So we'll have our shower and thunderstorm chances by Thursday, and they'll stick with us. Now, again, remember on the future track, it's not saying this is a rain shield. This is painting where showers could be and where thunderstorms could be, with the darker greens indicating slightly higher probabilities out there of more organized thunderstorm activity. Then we go into Friday. Now, Friday is what we're watching very closely for the potential for strong, possibly severe thunderstorms out there, and this will be an opportunity that's going to stick with us, as you can see, all day Friday. It was from 5 in the morning to 5 in the evening, shower and thunderstorm chances out there. And these scattered showers and storms may even stick with us as we head into the upcoming weekend as well. But Friday is the day we're watching. So mid-70s, low to mid-70s tomorrow, about 70 Wednesday. Temperatures looking pretty good as we head into the weekend, going into the low 80s out there. But again, we got to watch Friday for those thunderstorm chances. And as you can see, by tomorrow evening, we start to kick off an unsettled pattern as we head through the rest of this week and even into next week with some scattered shower and thunderstorm chances, but at least the temperatures will be warmer. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with Health Watch right after this.
Are you looking for a new career with impressive pay?
In Independence, Kansas, and Joplin and Butler, Missouri.
Topping Health Watch this morning, the WNBA signs a multi-year partnership with the first ever over-the-counter birth control pill. The WNBA and Perrigo announcing the deal in a joint press release. The league says it will bring attention to this season to, quote, civic engagement and reproductive health advocacy. The birth control pill, O-pill, became the first daily oral contraceptive available without a prescription in the U.S. last month. The partnership will also include a program set to reach students on college campuses across the country and educate others about accessible contraceptives. The Environmental Protection Agency is designating 2 forever chemicals as hazardous. They are PFOA and PFOs. The designation gives the EPA a greater authority to investigate and clean up sites polluted with them under the federal Superfund law. It also makes it easier for the EPA to force companies to pay for the cleanup. Forever chemicals, also called PFAS, have been linked to a number of health issues, including cancer, heart disease, and reproductive problems. The CDC says they're found in the bloodstream of nearly 97% of Americans. They're often used to help products repel water and oil, but linger in the environment and human body. Eli Lilly says its popular weight loss drug Zepbound may help people with obstructive sleep apnea. The condition causes people to briefly stop breathing while they are sleeping. In clinical trials, the company found people who used Zepbound had fewer breathing events while sleeping than participants who got the placebo. Those who took the drug also lost weight. Earlier studies have shown that when people lose weight, it can help improve their sleep apnea. Eli Lilly has been testing the drug for sleep apnea since June of 2022. The company is still evaluating the results, which have not been peer-reviewed, but says it's planning to submit them to the Food and Drug Administration to potentially expand the use of Zepbound. You're about to meet a man whose life was changed instantly when he had a motorcycle accident that took away most of his mobility, but one hobby has helped him piece his life back together brick by brick. Dave Allgood has the story.
Sometimes life can get a little sideways.
I wake up, today I woke up like this sideways because I'm always sideways.
And we all say life is about perspective.
My whole perspective was my chair was on the floor which is on the wall.
But for Mingo Graham,
Well, my brain lives on the side now.
Yeah.
It doesn't live in its normal spot anymore.
how he got this way started out as a mystery.
I don't know what happened. I woke up a few months later from my coma at Stanford University.
But his reality snapped
I actually have more trouble putting bricks together by hand than by mouth.
back into place. He was on his motorcycle 10 years ago,
I hit a oak hole doing 110 miles an hour.
breaking his C6 vertebrae, leaving him paralyzed below the waist and frozen in this position.
They're slammed shut and I'm twisted.
Now his life is locked in place, and that life can be a bit of a struggle.
I don't really want to talk about that.
After arriving here at the rehab home here in Anchorage, he didn't come out of his room for
8 months.
But when he did,
Of course everybody shows up when I come through.
he pieced together a new life, one brick at a time.
I built all this stuff with my finger, my thumb, and my mouth.
With only a finger, a thumb, and his mouth, Mingo built all of this. The Millennium Falcon.
Perfect.
Just look at all these creations, a tiger, Iron Man, praying mantis, these flowers, lots of fast cars, a robot, and a transformer.
Sometimes I will work on a technical part for hours.
And believe it or not, his first Lego build was
That Harley is my first build up there with Groot.
just like the motorcycle he was riding that night.
It's taken a while for the piece to come.
The patience of piecing a life back together.
They give me motivation when I'm unmotivated.
Life is a galaxy of whys and a tsunami of what ifs.
And you want to talk about life, you're alive still.
And like Legos, building back a life for Mingo
This is what you got to do when you're by yourself. You get your grabber and you get your pieces off the floor.
is picking up the pieces and trying to find just the right fit.
People are always blown away by my attitude and positivity.
So Sideways is a perspective that Mingo has leaned into to get it right. I'm Dave Allgood, and that's
Goodbye, everybody. Nice meeting you.
the All Good News.
That's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And we've got ourselves a very cold start to the day out there. We'll have another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Hello, I'm Ray Addison.
Joplin, Missouri.
Save big money at Menards.
Right now at 5:30, local organizations come together to raise awareness for child abuse.
And we've got clear skies and pretty chilly temperatures to start our day. Warmer weather on the way, though. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door, coming up.
Plus, Girard residents kick off their spring fling on the square in support of local businesses.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:31. I'm Elise Snowy.
I'm Chris Warner. So it's a little bit on the cold side out there this morning.
A little bit chilly out there, a little fog on my way in.
Yeah, just some patchy fog.
Yeah.
I checked the fog trackers. Really not enough showing up on the fog tracker, but there is some patchy fog in rural areas and low-lying areas out there, so do keep that in mind. We also have the potential for some patchy frost as well for some of us out there. So because it got cold, and it is cold.
It really did. It doesn't feel like we're quite, in late April right now.
No, it doesn't. But, we've talked about this even earlier in the month.
Right,
We've seen it stay cold pretty darn late in the season sometimes, and it happens, and it's kind of cold this morning. Let's look outside first with the MoDOT camera at 32nd and Range Line in Joplin. Looks pretty good. Again, it is cold out there. It doesn't feel pretty good, but it looks good at least. And this is what we're talking about. Frost advisories for some of our eastern counties and into Benton County in northwest Arkansas. And these will continue through 8 o'clock this morning because it's a wee bit on the chilly side. How chilly is it? Well, it's 39 in Joplin, 38 in Pittsburgh right now. And as we look at temperatures around the region, again, cool start for sure. We got mid-upper 30s across the area, got a couple of low 30s. Parsons, one of the cold spots out there at 33. Jay, the coldest, though, at 32. Kids getting on the bus, grab that jacket, but make sure they can fit it in their backpack because it'll be a little warmer later today. Sunny skies, 36, south breeze 5 to 10. Winds pick up. We're going to have to deal with some gusty winds, bringing in these warmer temperatures, south of 15 to 20. 20, gusts to 30, maybe a cloud or two, and 66 this afternoon. Highs about where they should be, upper 60s to right around 70 out there. Winds will start to pick up this afternoon, and again, there may be a cloud or two here or there. This is the calmest day, though, we have all week, as we've got a rather unsettled pattern rolling into the area starting tomorrow. We'll look at all that in detail in the full forecast here in a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon. Although Joplin's Menards opened early last week, Sunday marked the beginning of their week-long grand opening. Legendary chainsaw carver John Gage is set up through Wednesday, carving chainsaw art and sharing some memories. He tells KOAM he has worked with Menards for over 31 years. He's been at almost every store opening since then, and on Thursday, Menards race cars will be on display for the rest of the grand opening week. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and the Children's Center of Southwest Missouri hosted a party in the park. The purpose of the party was to raise awareness and to learn what the community can do to protect local children. It included resources from more than 10 area organizations.
A lot of folks in the community aren't aware of what we have to offer, and there's new programs, new options, and resources coming about all the time. So we love to hold these events to make sure that everyone in the public knows what's going on.
There's absolutely no need to get frustrated. If you need resources, they're available. You just have to be willing to go take a look.
Saturday's event also featured various games and activities for the kiddos. Well, the community of Girard, Kansas, Saturday held a spring fling on the square. Attendees were able to shop for some new items while supporting local businesses. Officials say the event is a way for the community to get outside and enjoy the beginning of spring.
It means a lot to me. I travel to a lot of events all over the area, and to get to be involved with the community and get them involved in this also.
Saturday's spring fling kicked off at 9 Saturday morning on the square. The Bone Creek Sport and Gun Club played host to the Project Appleseed Rifle Clinic. The clinic allowed those who attended to learn how to hit targets up to 500 yards away. The class covered optimizing your rifle setup and establishing a stable position from where to shoot. Well, down at To Earth in Pittsburgh, Saturday held its annual Earth Day plant sale and craft show. It included more than 5 vendors selling fruits and vegetables, freeze-dried candy, and homemade jewelry. Down to Earth also featured in-store sales to celebrate the holiday.
Events like this are great for small business because we get to showcase all of our awesome customers and the things that they do. We get to bring new products to the community, to people, things that people haven't necessarily seen before. And it also gives people a chance to try out. Do they want to go into business? Is this a good plan? It's kind of a trial market.
Saturday was the 5th annual Earth Day and plant sale. Local car enthusiasts traveled to Fort Scott for a Rumble on the Bricks car show. Attendees were able to check out more than 15 cars from the past and present. An organizer for the event says the car show is a chance to meet community members with similar interests.
I was listening to podcasts and kind of just thought about, people kind of been shut in their house, and, I wanted to find a way that I could get everybody out and, maybe get people out and do stuff, hang out, instead of being closed in.
Sunday's car show was at Riverfront Park in Fort Scott, Kansas. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Bulgarian Customs seizes nearly 900 pounds of heroin that were hidden in bed mattresses. Plus, Ukrainian forces have been forced to withdraw from the front lines, running low on ammo and other supplies. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
We own and operate
Associates, proud partner of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Topping World Watch, a major drug bust shows some hostile to the West don't have much nap time as they try to send a large haul of drugs into Europe. Bulgarian customs seized about 887 pounds of heroin that was found in a truck with Turkish registration en route from Iran to Western Europe. The heroin was hidden in 618 packages inside 156 transported sleeping mattresses. Officials value the heroin at nearly $9 million. The drugs are believed to have originated in Iran, destined for some of the 27 European Union countries. Bulgaria has taken massive steps to prevent drug trafficking along a key drug route. Pope Francis is renewing his call for peace in the Middle East and Ukraine. During his weekly address in St. Peter's Square Sunday, Francis told the faithful he was again asking the world's leaders to not, quote, give in to the logic of claiming war. The Holy Father says he prays for peace in Palestine and Israel every day and hopes the residents of both countries can soon stop suffering. Pope Francis also told the faithful not to forget the Ukrainians who have suffered since Russia invaded their country more than 2 years ago. New overnight airstrikes hit a southern Gaza Strip city, killing many, according to a Gaza Health Ministry report. Gaza's health ministry, which is run by Hamas, says that 2 new airstrikes have killed 18 people in Rafah. One strike killed a man, his wife, and a 3-year-old child, according to Kuwait Hospital in Gaza. A second strike killed 13 children and 2 women, all from the same family, according to hospital records. Israel is continuing near daily airstrikes on Rafah amid international calls for restraint. Also, the U.S. approved $26 billion for Israel as part of a new foreign aid package that also includes $9 billion in humanitarian aid for Gaza. News of a new round of military assistance from the U.S. is welcome news in Kiev, as Ukrainian forces have been forced to withdraw from the front lines, running low on ammo and other supplies. Senior correspondent Greg Palcott has more.
It's the morning after the big reveal. Billions of dollars in U.S. military aid for Ukraine, held up on Capitol Hill for months, is about to be released. With foe Russia burrowing down on Ukraine on several fronts, this help is critical. We asked a leading member of parliament here for his opinion. Here is what he said.
That's the question of life and death. So from a humanitarian point of view, this decision will help to save, I think, thousands of lives. Plus, it gives a chance for Ukraine to continue the fight.
In part, the new aid will be direct military and humanitarian grants to the country. It will also replenish the ammo stocks depleted in the U.S. Regardless, it's given the folks here a new reason to believe. Take a look and listen. On this cold, gray day in Kyiv at this war memorial, some gratitude for the new U.S. aid package to the military here, but the grim reality that this battle is far from over. America said they will give more money, more aid.
I know.
Is that good?
Yes, it's good. It's very good.
This is my country, where people are dying, young people, and this is very scary for this generation, which doesn't know what to expect, what will be tomorrow.
We need help very much because we don't do it alone. It's I think it's problem of world. Russia, it's problem of our world.
For its part, the Kremlin is branding the new aid as a road to escalation which will deepen the crisis. The folks here see it as a possible way out.
That's it for Health Watch. We'll be right back.
Heron Regional Dental Center is proud to partner with KOAM News Now to give one.
Go to JoplinMemorialRun.com for more details and to sign up today.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 5:46 on this Monday morning, and we've got a cold start to the day out there, but the skies are clear, and that's going to also help us with some warmer weather later today. 39 in Joplin right now, 35 is what it feels like with a south-southeast breeze at about 6 miles an hour. See these wind arrows? They're pointing up because that means the wind is coming out of the south. It's not too much right now, but the wind speeds will increase. We're going to have to deal with some gusty winds, but they're going to bring in some warmer temperatures later today. We just got to get through this, whatever this mess is, toward the end of April out there, where we're sitting in the 30s in April. At the end of April, it's almost May. May is like next week almost, and it's in the 30s, yeah. 32 in Jay and Miami as the cold spots out there. 33 Parsons, so as you can see, not a very warm start to the day, but it will warm up out there, which is good news. We'll have a handful of clouds here or there. Otherwise, we're looking at sunny skies at about 57 by 11 o'clock this morning. Heading into the afternoon, winds will start to pick up. They'll be gusting out of the south at about 30 miles an hour, and our highs today almost spot on average at 70. Now remember, we have very large coverage area. Some of you will be low 70s, others will be upper 60s, but on the average, we're looking at about 70, which is right about where we should be for this time of year. As we head into the evening, clouds will begin to increase, and we'll start to go mostly cloudy overnight. We're going to be a little milder, though. Upper 40s, low 50s out there, so slightly better start to our Tuesday. However, Tuesday kicks off several days of unsettled weather across the area. So here's those clouds tonight as they begin to increase across the area. Off across north central Kansas, some showers and thunderstorms. Now, early tomorrow morning, they may skirt some of our northern counties. We're not expecting anything severe out of any of this, but a shower or two will be possible. And then as we head into the afternoon, we're going to have an opportunity for isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. So by tomorrow evening, it's not going to be that much out there. It won't be until later in the week that we see better rain chances, but it does start tomorrow with the unsettled pattern. Wednesday, we're looking to be partly to mostly cloudy, and as we go later into Wednesday, we'll start to see a few more scattered showers and thunderstorms, and those chances will increase as we go overnight and into Thursday morning. And then we will have scattered shower and thunderstorm chances through Wednesday night, Thursday, into Friday, into Saturday out there as well. And Friday is the day we're watching. We do have a potential for some strong, possibly severe thunderstorms for us throughout the day on Friday. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on that for you. Outside of that, low to mid 70s Tuesday, a little cooler, but still average Wednesday and Thursday. Then take a look at this heading into the weekend, and next week we start to see upper 70s and lower 80s. But as you can see, we also see continued scattered thunderstorm chances as we head through the weekend and next week as well. That's a check of your forecast. We'll be back with more right after this.
Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
If there's one thing, Toyota. Let's go places.
A puppy born a very unique shade of color is enjoying viral fame and in the process is making dog lovers green with envy. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Take a look at a golden retriever puppy gone viral for being born a surreal shade of key lime green, and in Florida, the key lime state no less. Little Shamrock became the standout star of the litter when owner Carol DeBruler of Golden Treasures Kennels says she was stained in the womb by a green bile pigment called biliverdin, a rare but not unheard of occurrence that can result in the temporary coloring. Knowing dog lovers everywhere would be green with envy, DeBruler took to TikTok to tout the tinted top to the tune of millions of views. But like viral fame, this key lime color fades with time, and now more than 6 weeks old, Shamrock has all but lost her viridescence, but thankfully not her vivaciousness. Wildlife experts who are celebrating the birth of a newborn condor used cutting-edge tech to get a sneak preview ahead of the hatching. Concerned about the chick's position inside the egg, a team at San Diego Zoo Safari Park used CT imaging technology to peer inside the shell with a 3D look at the baby bird before its birth. The concerns were relieved and the condor chick was successfully hatched, further bolstering this critically endangered species. And as one life begins, another ends, sort of. Actually, it's just a retirement. After years of viral leaps and bounds, Boston Dynamics' internet darling Atlas robot is hanging it up to make way for a new and improved model. So what better way to celebrate the intrepid droid's succession than with a highlight blooper reel of it busting its bionic butt? For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
We'll be right back.
This is Scott with Window.
Well, Karma is a cat, but the Atlanta Humane Society is in its kitten era. The animal shelter is celebrating kitten season and the latest Taylor Swift album, The Tortured Poets Department. Swifties were able to attend a listening party for the whopping 31-song album while also meeting some of the kittens available for adoption or fostering at the facility. A representative from the shelter says it's a great opportunity to raise awareness for the kittens' needs by using Swift's well-known love of cats. A woman in Florida gets a surprise visitor in her home. Julietta Custa and her family found the three-legged bear pacing around their home Thursday. She says the bear broke the screen of her porch to get in. Custa says eventually the bear got into the fridge, but there was nothing inside. If you encounter a bear, experts say it's better to clear the area and allow the animal to find its way out, as they will likely leave on their own when it's clear and dark.
I'm a little more concerned that the fridge was empty. Like, what do they eat? Like, the bear comes in looking for a snack. Sorry, the fridge is completely empty. Well, what do you eat at this house? Whatever we find. Maybe he was just there to see the Eras Tour. Grab a snack, see the Eras Tour, and they ruined it for him. Well, that's all right. I have some good news for you. I will not ruin your day today because it's going to be pretty fantastic out there. We're looking at sunny skies, 57 by 11 a.m. There may be a passing cloud or two as we go through the day. Otherwise, again, sunny out there. By this afternoon, winds will start to pick up out of the south. They'll be gusting upwards of about 30 miles an hour here and there, so do be aware of that. But those southerly winds ushering in the warmer temperatures. We're looking at highs right about 70 degrees. Which is right on the nose of where we should be for this time of year. Heading into the evening, still a bit breezy out there. Clouds begin to increase through the evening. We'll eventually go mostly cloudy overnight, but we're also much milder. Upper 40s and a lot of lower 50s out there, so a pretty decent night ahead of us, ahead of a rather unsettled weather pattern over the next several days. Now, by tomorrow late afternoon and evening, few isolated, widely scattered thunderstorms will be possible. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, breezy, and low to mid 70s. And then again on Wednesday, by late evening and overnight, thunderstorm chances increase, but this time they're really going to stick with us, and they're going to hang out with us all the way into next week out there. However, do want to talk about Friday. Now, the temperatures are warming up. They look pretty good, above average, upper 70s, low 80s, but Friday, we are watching that potential for some strong, possibly severe thunderstorms across the areas, so we definitely want to keep an eye on our systems Friday out there. Otherwise, we're getting some much-needed rain and some much warmer temperatures over the next several days. That's a check of your forecast. We will return with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Nominate your Ford State Hero today.